Hello, my name is Luis Mejia, and then I will expose my evidence 1, which talks about how to make an effective presentation. For a presentation to be successful, several steps must be followed from being reading a speaker to meeting your audience. The organization of a good presentation is a structure of the presentation. A presentation must be direct and logical. Complex structure should be avoided by concentration on explaining and discussing the contents directly, such as, for example, an introduction, the body of the series or main points, and the conclusion. Introduction. Here the content and the purpose of the presentation are explained. This a crucial part of the speech. Since here it is intended to attract the attention and confidence of the audience. The key elements are a positive start. They will discuss it. Example, today we will learn the following. And the treatment that will be applied to the subject. Example, today we will talk about the theory of Pythagoras. Expect result. Example, this will take you to. What do you expect them to do? For the information, you can enter my page. The next, body or main points. In this part, the subject is developed completely. Is recommended to use the system on 3 points, which consists of using different fingers of the hand to start a start point. And the next, the conclusion. The conclusion in this part is the recommend to make a summary of the content and subject in order to offer a general vision of what has been achieved and thus have a lasting impact. Some elements of a good conclusion are a summary of them and purpose. Example, in this presentation is wanted to explore and the indication or conclusion of the work or exhibition, an instruction on what will happen next. Example, question, discussion, or group work. And thank you to the audience for your attention and participation. In the same way, you must be ready as a speaker to develop an excellent presentation. These are some of the tips recommended specialists like Marjorie Brody are following. Know your PAL. PAL means by its initial purpose, audience, and logistics. In this part, you must be clear about the purpose of your exhibition. The next, prepare properly. In this part, you should make a recollect of a material that will be occupied both textually and visually. Afterwards, it should be clear and keep message. Arrive early. You must make sure that everything is correct. The microphone, the audience, the visual lights, the environments, the batteries of all these devices, and also help now. And create a final draft. This is master summary of what has been produced. Delivery techniques. It can be summarized as the 3B, visual, verbal, and vocal. We must not forget that I know always what we say, but how we say it, facial expression, and the handle question and answer with tact. The answer should be brief, direct, and concise. One piece of advice is to paraphrase the question, to clarify the mind and better understand the question. A speaker must know the different types of presentation that exist. Informative presentation. The presentation of the report posts the audience of the date of the project event. Explain how things are going. Persuasive presentation. It seeks to motivate people and lead them to make a decision, try to convince the public through logic, evidence, and emotion. Presentation of goodwill. These are presentations mostly in speech which seeks to generate goodwill or make people feel good or a reputation of company. Multipurpose presentation. Sometimes the presentation have more than one purpose. For example, a dinner for employees, to award a prize, introduce a new manager, or also. Instructional presentation. This type of depression is used to impart new knowledge about a specific direction or even about others. Decision marketing presentation. They are designed specifically to move people in the right direction, the one you wanted them to follow. Types. the communication. Similarly, a speaker must keep in mind that are the several types of communication. Number one, verbal, that can be face-to-face, telephone, radio, television, or other means. Non-verbal, 60% of what we say expressed by your body language, gestures, how we dress and act. Writing, tracked letters, emails, magazines, books, or other similar means. Visuals, graphic, tables, maps, and logos. Types of audience. Oh no, this type of audience has little information about the subject, so it must be explained in a way that does not bother the public. Indifferent, sometimes what we find interesting to other people does not. That is what must be impacted from the beginning. Favorable, here the audience agrees with you and the opinion of the subject. Unfavorable, you can say that is the most difficult audience since they disagree with everything you will say. Some tips to table, take it, set modest goals, try to go slower and than usual, be more logical, start with something you may disagree. Skills to improve. More security in myself to speak a language that I know master. Improve my pronunciation, do not dance while exposed subject. Skills, already I have good voice tone, good logistic, good edition.